Hi guys! Alright, so this is gonna be kind of like just kind of like a conversation video, really. I've been kind of hesitant on making it, but the more I thought about it, the more I just thought, why not? Basically just a little bit of a get to know me kind of video, because I know a lot of people don't know me very well. Sorry, I'm a little sweaty and I just got back from a yoga class and I'm going to go to another one in a few hours, so I just figured, whatever. It's actually not sweat, it's more like coconut oil, but I'm shiny. Anyway, so firstly, I'm gonna pour some tea, since everyone else has been doing that about me and my relationship and myself, and I don't appreciate it. But the more and more I think about it, the more and more it makes me understand that you don't know me, and I'd like you to get to know me. So that's what this video is about. This video is also about the addiction I'm dealing with alcohol. I'm addicted to alcohol, and I'm working on it, and I have been for a while. And yeah, so the tea we're drinking today is blackberry sage tea by the Republic of Tea. I'm not sponsored. I ordered it off the internet and it's delicious, and I also get to use this cute tea set I found from the thrift store. Anyway, so like I said, a lot of people don't know me. I think I'm mostly known for 3 things, or known of as David's girlfriend / wife, drunk, and maybe labeled or known as the widow of David. At least through the circle I have been surrounded with for the past 10 years, I believe that is pretty much what I'm known as, and those 3 things are all true. They're all true. I'm an alcoholic. All the other things are true, but what I know also is that people don't know me. I think I could name maybe 5 people not related to this group, this musical scene that I've been a part of for so long, that know me as Ashley, and as sober Ashley, and as who I am as a person, you know, like, and that's fine. I was fine with, well, I'm not fine with being a drunk, okay, but everything else was fine. Everything else is fine. But I would like people to get to know me as I'm getting to know myself as well. So I would just appreciate if you had a concern about me, that you came to me. I'm very easy to get a hold of. If you had a concern about my current relationship, either of us are easy to get a hold of. But if you have a concern about me and David's relationship, or something you want to say about me and David's relationship or what we had, that I can't really help you with, because I don't feel comfortable talking about David and his life and his personal life when he is not here in this physical world to defend our relationship or himself. So if you feel so inclined, then I'm not going to tell you how to feel, but you should feel sort of ashamed of yourself, or at the very least embarrassed that you would talk about something like that. Because the people that knew our relationship were me and David. You might have inferred something, you might have, I don't know, formed your own opinion based on what you saw, but there was nothing bad. Obviously, we had a very strong relationship. We worked together. We were together almost 24/7. I was very supportive of his music career, very supportive. Our plans were in the next year to move into an RV and to live there, me, him, and Boozer, and tour. He was gonna tour as a solo artist. That was his plan. That was our plan. And I was completely supportive. That being said, I do not need to prove my relationship to anyone because I was very happy in it. We were both very happy, very fulfilled. I miss him very much. It's hard to talk about it without crying, but I'm trying to make a video, just not about anything serious, not trying to let you know, well, okay, now I'm letting you know. If you want to talk about me or someone, if you want to talk about anyone in a group of people so small, a network of people so small, that person you're talking about will hear about it. And for me, I'm secure enough in what was said that it didn't hurt my feelings. But for some people, that might not be the case. So you might want to watch what you say around who you say it, especially if this is a fact, you heard this from someone else, whatever. So, that being said, I would like people to get to know me because, frankly, I don't think many people know much about me besides the drunk part. And that's my fault. You know, I feel sad that that's what people know me, that's the only thing people know about me, I'm sorry. And I feel like I could be missing out on a lot of friendships. I probably am. But that's just the truth of it. That's my fault. I mean, it's an addiction, it's a sickness, it's an illness. I'm working on it. So we're gonna get to that part right now. I was always a very shy person, always, my whole life, pretty much. Maybe when I was like 6, I was pretty loud, I don't know, who knows. But I was always very shy, and that always bothered me. So when I was introduced to alcohol and I became more talkative, it started out small, I was more talkative, people actually thought it was funny, you know, I was like, wow, this is great, you know, which I used alcohol as a coping mechanism for now I know I have social anxiety. Diagnosed with social anxiety makes sense, but using alcohol to cope with that just turned into a whirlwind. It just went downhill, just started spiraling as I got older. And then as I started going through trauma, losing my brother to suicide, I started using drinking for depression. Drinking was my drug of choice. Drinking was my coping mechanism. I didn't have access to doctors at that time, therapists, psychiatrists. I did not have access to that at that time. I went to a few free grief counseling groups. I tried some antidepressants that my Medicaid would pay for. Didn't really find anything that worked besides what I thought was working was alcohol. So I continued that. It got worse because I was using it for depression now. I was using it for social anxiety and depression now. We added that on. Okay. And then also the environments I was in. I was constantly supporting David, going to shows, constantly supporting friends, going to shows, and I like being around that environment, but I'm realizing now I can be around that environment sober, and it's a lot more, I feel more in control of myself, I'm more in control of what I say, what I do, I'm more in control of me, you know? I'm me, I'm not drunk. So it's a relief. But then we go into within the past 3 years, obviously about 3 years ago, coming on 3 years, the whole accident happened. I lost David. Drinking really really got back. This wasn't supposed to be a crying video about this, but obviously when I talk about it, I'm gonna cry. But I use that as a coping mechanism. Well, now I'm sweaty and red, but anyway, it's just, I just wanted to talk to you guys about, like, yes, I mean, I think it was pretty clear to most people that I was battling an addiction with alcohol. It was clear to me. I tried to get help in as many ways as I knew of, or as friends, like, stuff like that. So, I've been trying for years, off and on. Thought I could drink a little bit here and there. Couldn't. I just can't. I figured I just can't do it. Can't. So that's just something I live with now, and that's fine. I don't, I'd much rather create relationships and bonds and friendships with people that are meaningful than ones that, I know I've met so many people over the years that I probably don't even remember your name. Or, I mean, a lot of people I do remember your name. Like, if we've met frequently, I remember you. But I'm sure I missed out on a lot of friendships that could have been either better or more fulfilling. And I'm hoping that, I either A, didn't ruin them. If I did, that's on me again. And, or B, we can get closer and we can get to know each other more. And, anyway, so recently, a few weeks ago, I'm not sure the exact dates, a few weeks ago, I was admitted into a mental hospital. I had kind of a breakdown, and I needed help. Unfortunately, the mental hospital I went to was not the greatest. They were not the greatest. I won't get into that, but I learned a lot, as in I do not want to be back there, and I hope not to be back there. And if I do, I feel the need to go somewhere like that, then I'm gonna do a lot more research, talk to my therapist, talk to my psychiatrist about a place that would actually help. But I was going through a really good path until I had a panic attack one day, was drinking, and called the police. So something was mentioned of suicide. I am not suicidal, never have been, but something. I'm sorry if you can hear my phone vibrate. I'm getting text, of course. But something happened where I alluded to suicide. I could have been talking about my brother. I could have been. I think it was more like I just felt like the world would be. People would have an easier time if I wasn't there. I was having one of those days, and I panicked and I drank too much, and anyway, I wound up in the hospital, and they felt that I should be in a mental hospital. So I stayed there for a little over a week. It's not something I really wanted to talk about, but I'd rather it be heard from me than from someone else, as inevitably I feel you might hear something from someone else. If I'm wrong, then you know anyway, and it's fine to talk about mental illness. I'm diagnosed with social anxiety, depression, and PTSD, and I'm working through that. I'm trying to do it without medication. I do take one medication for anxiety as needed. I do a lot of yoga. I try to stay off social media as much as I can, except for things like this, because this is healing for me. It might be too much information, but to me it's healing. I'm not sharing anything that I wouldn't share with a friend. But anyway, since that stint, for about a year I've had a therapist that I really like. I've had one before. I didn't really, it's hard to find a therapist you really connect with. So for almost a year now, I've had the same therapist. I really like her. We've talked. I tell her about my alcohol issues and things like that. I've been doing really good. My relapses have been few and far in between, except for the recent one. I haven't drank since then because I guess I don't want to. I have no urge to drink since then. And I have a psychiatrist who adjusts my medication if I want to try a medication, if I feel the need to, for depression, for I'm already on the anxiety thing, you know. I'm actually utilizing the tools that I have, which in the past I didn't have much, but since the accident I do have a lot more help out there. And along with that, I've come to I knew I had an issue with alcohol. That was obvious to me, it was obvious to people around me, obviously. But I decided to take that a lot more seriously as well, as I have reached out and I have a recovery coach now. I went to my first AA meeting this past Monday, and I'm really working on it. I'm really trying to keep my mind open toward all the help that I can get and where I want to be in my life and how I want to be perceived by other people and how I want to be myself, how I want to be for myself. Because I care about myself as well. I mean, I have to. I have to live this life. I want it to be positive and I want it to be clear. I want clarity. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to know more about myself because I've been in this cloud, this fog for so long. So anyway, I think I'm all caught up with what I wanted to talk about. It was pretty much just a little bit of feelings about some things, and then mostly what I'm battling with my alcohol addiction, in case you didn't know. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing really well right now. I'm in a really good place, and I'm working on it. And if you want to reach out to me, if there's any way you think, if you want to talk to me, if you're having problems, or if you just want to reach out to me as friends, like I said in the video, I don't have many. I never really tried to make them, as much as I don't really know how it goes, honestly. Like I said, I've always been really shy. But I'm working on that too, but alcohol's first, and then working on my social anxiety and shyness that's down here. Alcohol is up here. That's my priority. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, this was just basically a little vlog that I felt like the need to post for myself, mostly, pretty much 95% for myself. I just wanted to get that out there I wanted to get that out there because I think there's a lot of preconceived notions about me, but that simply is because no one knows me. I barely know me. Alright, so anyway, you can stop the video here if you're done, but if you want to know more about my YouTube channel, which I am going to be working on, then stay tuned for right now. Okay, so I know I made videos a couple, kind of recently, semi-recently, I think it's been about a year. So, I do plan on making videos. I moved, so moving has been very stressful, and I think I finally got my room to where I want it to be. So that's where I'm going to be recording videos, and I'm still not sure what the premise of my channel is going to be. I do like makeup, but not as much as I used to, but there'll probably still be some kind of, self-care, makeup routines, things like that. And that'll probably still be there, but I want other things. I'm not sure what kind of other things, so if you have ideas, let me know. I do like just sitting and chatting to myself, but that's probably boring. That's why I need friends, because then I can chat with them and bore. I'm just joking. But yeah, so I do plan on making videos. I enjoy making videos. I don't enjoy editing them, but it's been a while, so maybe I'll get better at it. It's been a while since I've edited a video. I usually just post what I have. Yeah, so I guess I'll end this with sorry, I still do have I don't know if anyone's caught on, or like I said, you think I'm just drunk all the time. I do have a lisp. I do have a bit of a speech impediment. I used to take speech classes and things like that. It's a thing. So it's gonna happen. But on that note, I was gonna end this with a little reading like I did in my last video. Let me grab my little book. I'm probably gonna cry a little. I don't know what today. It's my Healing After Loss book, so it's a daily meditations. You just read it every day. Like, you pick the date. Today is October 8th, correct? Correct. So let's look for that. October 8th. Okay. This one's not very long. At the bottom of the page, so like this book is, it's broken up day by day, and it's broken into 3 parts. The bottom's like a little sentence here, the top part is a little quote, and then the bottom is kind of like what the author wrote. So we'll start with the quote at the top. Okay. And again, this is Healing After Loss by Martha W. Hickman, and it's a really good book. You can just pick it up, you know, on a day you're feeling sad, look at the day, see what's up. So we have only to believe. I feel like I said that in a weird tone. All right. We have only to believe. And the more threatening and irreducible reality appears, the more firmly and desperately we must. This quote's written really strange. It must be written quite a while ago. The guy's name is Teilhard de Chardin. So let me try that one more time. I'm sorry. I think I like hyped myself up about my speech impediment that I really can't read now. Alright, we have only to believe. And the more threatening and irreducible reality appears, the more firmly and desperately must we believe. Then, little by little, we shall see the universal horror unbend, and then smile upon us, and then take us in its more than human arms. Interesting. Probably have to reread that a bit for me to decipher it. Alright, so let's read what the author wrote. How we long to believe in a creator who loves and guides us, who holds us and our loved one in continuing life and possibility. It is almost too good to be true. Do we turn away from belief because we don't want to fool ourselves with false hope? Are we afraid of believing because we might be wrong? Think of all the scientific truths that would never have been discovered had someone not risked that hypothesis arrived at by intuition and speculation was worth experimenting with. But how to test the hypothesis of belief? In our sadness and despair, can we act and think as though faith is an accurate mirror of truth, that there is, out there in the darkness, a hand that reaches out to us in compassion and love? It's worth a try. I like that, because it is worth a try. And at the bottom it says, I will take the risk of believing and see where it leads me. And that's today's meditation. Alright, this video is going on a bit longer than I anticipated, but I hope I got through this gracefully and didn't seem to be gossipy or anything like that. I wanted to open up the dialogue of what we can be as humans. We can talk to each other if we have a misunderstanding. Most of the time, it's a misunderstanding. So you should go to that person and say like, hey, what did you mean by this? Or, hey, when you said this, it hurt my feelings. For me, I would do that, but no one actually said anything to me, and I don't actually know what was said. So this is the best way I could clear my own head, and I just wanted to let you know that I love all of you. I have no problems with anyone except for one person. Just kidding. I don't know. I'm just joking. But yeah, I hope you have a great day, and I hope to make videos soon. I hope this comes across well and not too boring, and yeah. Alright. Love y'all. Bye.